Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again, and I'm extremely delighted to welcome you to this AI Impact Summit 2026. It's an important day today as we expect very important keynote speakers to address this summit and also have the fireside conversations which will add and elevate this summit. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Honorable Minister of Electronics and IT, Government of India, Mr. Ashwini Vaishnav, and Mr. Sundar Pichai, Chief Executive Officer, Google and Alphabet, as they join us. I invite Mr. Pichai and Honorable Minister, I invite Mr. Pichai to address this gathering. We've all been waiting for him, and welcome to Summit Sir. The stage is yours. We're looking forward to listening to your address.
Good morning. Morning. Undersecretary Helberg, Ambassador Gore, Minister Vaishnav, Secretary Krishnan, and Director Kratsios. Thank you for the opportunity to return to the stage and to mark this important occasion in US-India relations. Yesterday, at the opening session, I shared some thoughts on this profound moment with AI. I said we are on the cusp of an era of hyper-progress and new discoveries, but the best outcomes are not guaranteed. We must work together to ensure the benefits of AI are available to everyone and everywhere. The US-India partnership has a critical role to play. Google is proud to serve as a connection point between them, both figuratively and literally. More on this later. We have teams across both countries working seamlessly together on some of our most important initiatives. Innovations that start in India, like Google Pay, are making products better for people all over the world. I believe India is going to have an extraordinary trajectory with AI, and we are supporting with a full stack commitment, including products, skilling, and infrastructure. First, products. We are working on building AI products and solutions for Indian consumers and businesses. To empower India's incredible developer community, we've already contributed 22 Gemma models to AI Kosh. And we are working closely with the government to bring AI applications with real-world impact, be it through delivering timely monsoon forecasts to farmers, helping healthcare workers screen for diseases like diabetic retinopathy, or making information and services accessible in more languages. Our commitment extends to reimagining the products people use every day. As one example, AI is changing the way people use search. Indian users are amongst the highest adopters of voice and visual search globally. Our scam detection features with Circle to Search and Lens are used in India more than anywhere else. The Gemini app is growing rapidly across the world and it's available in 10 languages spoken in India. And YouTube supports a vibrant ecosystem of Indian content creators sharing music, arts, and culture with the world. Second, skilling. Through the AI Skill House, we are working to equip 10 million future Indian leaders with the tools to drive global progress. We are also partnering with Vadvani AI to reach students and early career professionals with a Google AI certificate, which we announced earlier this week. Third, infrastructure. Last year, we announced a $15 billion investment in Indian infrastructure with the AI Hub in Vizag at the center. This hub will house gigawatt-scale compute. When finished, it will bring jobs and the benefits of cutting-edge AI to people and businesses across India. Building on this, we recently announced the India-America Connect Initiative, which will deliver new subsea cable routes to connect the US, India, and multiple locations across the Southern Hemisphere. Combined with our existing cable systems, this initiative will significantly expand the digital trade routes and serve as a literal bridge between our two countries. Of course, none of this would be possible without stable supply chains built on a foundation of shared trust. Products, subsea cables, AI hubs are all dependent on a complex flow of goods and components across borders. Pax Silica focuses on making sure that these supply chains are safe and secure and encourages greater commercial partnerships across key technologies. So let me congratulate the US and India on this historic moment. Alongside the recent trade agreement, this will lay a strong foundation for a robust US-India tech partnership for many years to come. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sundar Pichai, for all those motivating and inspiring words. And ladies and gentlemen, today marks an important milestone as India formally joins Pax Silica, a forward-looking partnership aimed at strengthening secure and resilient technology ecosystems. At a time when emerging technologies are reshaping global competitiveness and economic security, trusted partnerships are essential. This declaration reflects a shared commitment by India and the United States to advance responsible innovation and resilient infrastructure. We are honored to have with us senior leadership from both the governments, alongside distinguished representatives from industry and also the diplomatic community. Without any further ado, may I now respectfully invite our distinguished dignitaries to please join us on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in extending a warm welcome as they make their way to the stage. It's an honor to have such distinguished leadership this morning, Excellencies. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll proceed with brief remarks ahead of the signing ceremony. May I please invite Honorable Jacob Hellberg, Under-Secretary of State for Economic Affairs, the United States, to deliver his remarks. I request Honorable Jacob Hellberg, Under-Secretary of State for Economic Affairs, to please present his address. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to wait for a couple of minutes for Under-Secretary Mr. Jacob Hellberg. He's on his way and he would be here with us very soon. It's an important occasion, especially when we talk of Pax Silica. It's a historic agreement between the two governments, between the two biggest and the oldest democracies of the world. And so we are here to listen to our distinguished guests as they present their views, their remarks on Pax Silica. This is one agreement which would change the way both the countries work in this particular domain, ladies and gentlemen. have distinguished speakers who are going to join us, and then a very, very important signing agreement procedure, the protocols that need to be followed. We are also going to have a photo op session after this. Ladies and gentlemen, in the meantime, may I please request Mr. Sanjay Mehrotra, the CEO of Macron, to kindly come on the stage and present his keynote address. Mr. Sanjay Mehrotra.
Good morning. On behalf of Macron Technology, I want to say we are super excited to be here participating in this phenomenal AI summit. Micron is a semiconductor technology leader in memory and storage. Memory and storage are critical to driving AI. As contextual processing becomes larger and as real-time demands on performance are placed on AI systems, they need more and more memory. I'm very proud to say that Micron is the only company in the Western Hemisphere that develops and manufactures memory and storage, and we have had successive generations of leadership in DRAM technology as well as NAND technology. But I'm also very proud today, later, with this Pax Silica initiative that will be signed here, bringing the technology collaboration closer between US and India. Micron, since 2019, has had large presence here in India with R&D centers in Bangalore, in Hyderabad, employing nearly 4,000 employees today. What I'm proud is that Micron has 60,000 patents worldwide, one of the most innovative companies, but also a manufacturing powerhouse. Some of our most advanced DRAM products are being designed right here in India in collaboration with our teams in the US. In fact, we have now, in this short period since 2019, we now have 300 inventors with number of patents approaching nearly 2,000 that have been contributed by the innovative, phenomenal team here in India. Very proud also of Micron's investment in bringing advanced packaging, assembly, and test technologies here to Sanand, Gujarat. In fact, Micron is making an investment of $2.75 billion here in Gujarat. We'll talk more about it in the fireside chat a little bit later. And those investments now are going to be bringing a grand opening coming up soon, where packaging and assembly will be done of advanced memory wafers produced worldwide. So this is a pioneering project here in India. The size of this facility that has been built is 500,000 square feet. So imagine that clean room is the size of 10 cricket fields. The amount of steel that has been used in that is about 3.5 times of Eiffel Tower. The amount of concrete that is used in that is size of 100 Olympic-sized swimming pools. This is the pioneering project of semiconductor manufacturing here in India, and Micron is proud to have partnered with the central government as well as the government in Gujarat, bringing this project to Sanand. Modi ji's government has provided tremendous support and really policy that encourages investment here in India. So without further ado, having shared some of the importance of memory and storage in terms of driving AI infrastructure worldwide, and importance of Micron here in India in R&D as well as in manufacturing, I would now like to pass it back to our hosts here in continuing with the regularly scheduled program. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mehrotra. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me now in inviting Honorable Mr. Jacob Hellberg, Under Secretary of State for Economic Affairs, to deliver his remarks.
Good morning. It's a profound honor to be here in Delhi at the India AI Impact Forum to mark a historic milestone in the partnership between the United States and India. Today, we signed the Pax Silica Declaration, a document that's not merely an agreement on paper, but a roadmap for a shared future. There's a line from antiquity attributed to Alexander the Great that famously said that the peoples of Asia were slaves because they had not yet learned to pronounce the word no. Alexander viewed himself as a conqueror speaking to a world of subjects, and after traveling 11,000 miles for 8 years, it was in India that Alexander finally met his match and turned around. He did not know India, and India said no. The truth is, both of our nations were forged by that very word. Both of our nations claimed their freedom by learning to say no. We are the people who looked at a king oceans away and refused to quietly acquiesce. We rejected the counsel of polite society and broke centuries of colonial rule to take our destiny into our own hands. That spirit of defiance, that insistence on self-determination, is the fire that burns at the heart of both of our democracies. And today we are called upon to summon that spirit once again. For too long, we have allowed the foundations of our economic security to drift. We find ourselves grappling with a global supply chain that is massively over-concentrated. We watch as our friends and allies face daily threats of economic coercion and blackmail, forced to choose between their sovereignty and their prosperity. We have seen the lights of a great Indian city extinguished by a keystroke from across the border. And we've seen our friends denied essential minerals simply because a leader dared to speak her mind. So today, as we sign the Pax Silica Declaration, we say no to weaponized dependency, and we say no to blackmail. And together, we say that economic security is national security. But we must be precise about what that word means. There are some who use the words like global governance and sovereignty in the same breath, just like Orwell used freedom and slavery interchangeably. America and India are not deceived. Sovereignty does not come from a global bureaucracy. It comes from builders, from the very builders present in this room today. It comes from the builders of smelters and oil wells, airplanes and expressways, and it comes from the hardworking people who physically build the rails of the future. And through the joint statement that we're signing today, the United States and India are affirming our embrace of a pro-innovation approach to AI against those who would constrain us to set us back. But our fundamental mission is not resistance, it's renewal. We are forging a supply chain that is the foundation for prosperity. We are building a new architecture that diffuses intelligence, placing the awesome power of AI into the palm of our people's hands and unleashing a wave of unprecedented possibility. From the minds to the models, we are securing the full stack of the future, the minerals deep in the earth, the silicon wafers in our labs and fabs, and the intelligence that will unleash human potential. Pax Silica is our declaration that the future belongs to those who build. And when free people join forces, we do not wait for the future to be given to us, we build it ourselves. I want to end by thanking my good friend and colleague, Ambassador Sergio Gore. Sergio and his leadership has been the bridge for this very moment. His work to bring our nations closer together is a testament to the vital importance that the United States places on this friendship. Sergio, thank you for your service and your energy. Will you please all join me in giving Ambassador Gore a very warm welcome?
Good morning, namaste. It is great to be here with you all. Thank you, Jacob. I want to just say a quick word about Jacob. Jacob's an incredible friend, but Jacob also cares deeply about this relationship. This initiative, Pax Silica, would not be happening if it's not for Jacob Hellberg. So a round of applause to him. What an honor to stand before all of you here today, here in New Delhi. at this historic moment as we welcome India into Pax Silica. Just over a month ago, I arrived in this extraordinary nation as the U.S. ambassador. In my first weeks, I've walked the halls of South Block, met with innovators in Bangalore, and broke bread with entrepreneurs who are building the future. What struck me most wasn't just India's scale, although that is breathtaking. It's India's resolve, the determination to chart your own course. I keep talking about the limitless potential between our two nations, and I truly mean it. From the trade deal to Pax Silica to defense cooperation, the potential for our two nations to work together is truly limitless. And I aim to fulfill that over the next 3 years that I'm here. Earlier this month, we concluded the interim trade agreement, a deal that shapes the economic contours of the Indo-Pacific. We overcame friction points that had held us back for far too long. That agreement wasn't just about trade flows or tariff schedules. It was about two great democracies saying we will build together, not just buy from one another. And now today, we take the next step. India joins Pax Silica, the coalition that will define the 21st century economic and technological order. I'm delighted to welcome Jacob here. I'm also delighted to welcome the OSTP Director, Michael Kratsios, who's the head of our delegation at this very important summit. The U.S. leads in a strategic coalition which is designed to secure an entire silicon stack, from the mines we extract critical minerals, to the fabs where we manufacture chips, to the data centers where we deploy frontier AI. It's a coalition of capabilities that replaces coercive dependencies with a positive sum alliance of trusted industrial bases. Pax Silica will be a group of nations that believe technology should empower free people and free markets. India's entry into Pax Silica isn't just symbolic, it's strategic, it's essential. India is a nation with deep talent, deep enough to rival challengers. India's engineering depth offers critical capabilities for this vital coalition. In addition to talent, India has made important strides towards critical mineral processing capacity, and that's something that we're fully engaged on also. Policies that will reinforce U.S.-India tech cooperation will power AI innovation and adoption for years to come. We can share trusted AI technology with the world, and especially with partners like India. And critically, India brings strength. Peace doesn't come from hoping adversaries will play fair. We all know they won't. Peace comes through strength. India understands this. India understands strong borders. India understands this part of the world. That strength, that sovereignty, is exactly what Pax Silica amplifies. Because here's the truth, strength multiplies when it's connected. When Minister Vaishnaw and Minister Jaishankar traveled to Washington in recent weeks, they came as partners, forging the future. Their discussions on critical minerals were about interdependency among strong actors, about building supply chains that will not be held hostage. America is building coalitions of the capable and the willing. We're ensuring the technologies that will define the next century, AI, space, and advanced semiconductors, are developed, deployed, and controlled by free nations. And we're doing it in a partnership with the world's largest democracy, a nation of 1.4 billion people that share our values and our vision. We welcome India joining to co-found the future. Pax Silica is about whether free societies will control the commanding heights of the global economy. It's about whether innovation happens in Bangalore and Silicon Valley or in surveillance states that use technology to monitor and control their people. We choose freedom, we choose partnership, we choose strength. And today, with India's entry into Pax Silica, we choose to win. Thank you all.
Thank you, His Excellency Ambassador Sergio Gore, for re-strengthening and highlighting the enduring ties between our two nations, and also for the shared vision that underpins today's milestone. May I now request Honorable Minister Shri Ashwini Vaishnav to address the August gathering.
Lots of young people here. कैसा जोश है? पता नहीं चला. अभी भी पता नहीं चला. आपकी जनरेशन में कोई अलग तरीका भी है? Loud cheer. Yes. अब पता चला कि there is some जोश. एक बार और. Excellent. Good. Now we start. एक और. भारत माता की. भारत माता की. ये रियल जोश है. Thank you very much, Under Secretary Helberg, Mr. Crestios, Ambassador Gore, Sundar, Sanjay, the entire team which has worked, Secretary Krishnan. I would like to extend my special thanks to Minister Jaishankar, Minister Piyush Goyal, and to the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, who has made all this possible, this entire AI Impact Summit, the silicon supply chain that we are building, and that huge set of new opportunities which are coming for the young population which is here. Give a big round of applause for the entire team which has worked for it. We are not just holding a summit here. We are building the future. We are laying the foundation for the young generation. आप सबकी जनरेशन के लिए एक नया फाउंडेशन बन रहा है, एक नया आपके लिए नई अपॉर्चुनिटीज आए, उस सबकी आज नींव रखी जा रही है, जिससे आने वाले समय में आप लोग अपनी जर्नी वहां तक लेके जाए जहां भारत को एक विकसित भारत बनाने का सपना है. भारत आज एक यंग नेशन है. 28 years median age. लंबी ग्रोथ का पाथ है. 2047 में भी भारत एक यंग नेशन रहेगा with 37 years की median age. And that means beyond 2047 also there will be a growth period of another 50 years. Another 50 years. उस ग्रोथ के भागीदार आप होंगे, उस ग्रोथ को बनाने वाले आप सब यंग माइंड्स होंगे, उस ग्रोथ का जो बेनिफिट लेना है उसका भी, उसके भागीदार भी आप सब होंगे. 1947 से अगर यही स्पिरिट रहती तो कितनी कंपाउंडिंग हो गई होती भारत की ग्रोथ में, वी कैन ऑल इमेजिन. कोई दिक्कत नहीं, 2014 से ही सही. अब इस कंपाउंडिंग का बेनिफिट आपकी जनरेशन को मिलेगा. I would like to thank all the participants and special thanks to the efforts done by Ambassador Sergio Gore, Under Secretary Helberg, and Mr. Crestios for making India part of the Pax Silica. And there are good reasons for it. Today, our talented engineers are designing the most complex, most advanced 2 nanometer chips here in India. 2 nanometer chips. और दोस्तों, 2 नैनोमीटर चिप्स, 2 नैनोमीटर की चिप्स दुनिया में डिजाइन करने वाले लोग इस हाथ से ज्यादा काउंट नहीं कर सकते. ये कैपेबिलिटी हमारे इंजीनियर्स की है. We all know semiconductor industry will need about 1 million more talented people. 1 million more. 10 लाख से ज्यादा सेमीकंडक्टर इंडस्ट्री में टैलेंट की रिक्वायरमेंट है. 10 लाख लोगों की. वो टैलेंट कहां से आएगा? कहां से आएगा? कहां से आएगा? यहीं से आएगा. और उसकी तैयारी कैसे की है? 315 यूनिवर्सिटीज, 315 यूनिवर्सिटीज। आज स्टूडेंट्स के पास में वर्ल्ड के बेस्ट सेमीकंडक्टर डिजाइन टूल्स हैं, सिनॉप्सिस के, कैडेंस के, सीमेंस के, और एब्सोल्युटली फ्री। स्टूडेंट्स को 1 रुपया भी वहां पे कॉस्ट नहीं देनी पड़ती। और इसका रिजल्ट आया है, ये 22 में प्रोग्राम चालू किया था। आज आसाम से, जम्मू कश्मीर से, उड़ीसा से, राजस्थान से, छत्तीसगढ़ से, तेलंगाना से, केरल से, तमिलनाडु से, सब जगह से स्टूडेंट्स चिप्स डिजाइन कर रहे हैं। कुछ लोग हैं जो चिप्स कहते हैं, पोटैटो चिप्स याद आती है उनको। छोड़ो उनको, वो अभी थोड़ा रोना धोना है उनका, चलता रहेगा। कभी पार्लियामेंट में रोते हैं, कभी कहां रोते हैं। चलता रहेगा वो सब। तो हमें आगे बढ़ना है, देश को एक दिशा, एक क्लियर एम, एक क्लियर गोल है देश के सामने, और उसमें है सेमीकंडक्टर इंडस्ट्री में, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स इंडस्ट्री में लीडरशिप लेनी है दुनिया की। आज जब 315 यूनिवर्सिटीज और कॉलेजेस के नौजवान चिप डिजाइन करते हैं, उनके लिए एससीएल मोहाली में चिप को फैब्रिकेट करने की, मैन्युफैक्चर करने की, टेस्ट करने की फैसिलिटी है, अगेन फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट। एक जब स्टूडेंट निकले कॉलेज से, सेमीकंडक्टर की बात केवल डिस्कशन में नहीं रहनी चाहिए, कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ जाना चाहिए। जब इंटरव्यू में बैठे, जब स्टार्टअप वीसी के सामने जाए, मैंने ये चिप डिजाइन की है, ये चिप वर्किंग है, ये वैलिडेटेड है, ये सर्टिफिकेट है, मैं जानता हूं इस सब्जेक्ट को। उस कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ हमारे नौजवान आज इंडस्ट्री में जा रहे हैं। तो ये 1 मिलियन का टैलेंट भारत से ही आएगा। और ये 315 का नंबर हर हफ्ते बढ़ रहा है। हम लोग शुरुआत जब की थी 50 यूनिवर्सिटीज का सोचा था, बहुत तेजी से वी वेंट टू 100 यूनिवर्सिटीज, और तेजी से गए 150, 200, अब 300 यूनिवर्सिटीज में। अभी हाल ही में डावोस में सेमीकंडक्टर इंडस्ट्री का राउंड टेबल था। मैंने इंडस्ट्री को ऐसे ही पूछा कि भाई बताओ, दुनिया में कितने देश है जहां पे, कितनी यूनिवर्सिटीज है जहां पे कैडेंस, सिनॉप्सिस, सीमेंस, सारे के सारे डिजाइन ईडीए टूल्स स्टूडेंट्स को अवेलेबल है। काउंट करने लगे, 20 से ज्यादा काउंट नहीं कर पाए पूरी दुनिया में, भारत में 315। ये कैपेबिलिटी अपने को डेवलप करनी, ये स्केल डेवलप करना है। और दुनिया में भारत आज एक ट्रस्टेड कंट्री की तरह देखा जाता है। इंडिया इज अ ट्रस्टेड कंट्री, एंड दैट्स बिकॉज आवर प्राइम मिनिस्टर श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी हैज conducted the foreign policy in a way where the trust and respect, the respect of a 5,000-year-old civilization, that gravitas, that जो भारत की civilization का ठहराव है, वो ठहराव आज दुनिया मानती है, वो gravitas आज दुनिया मानती है, और इसीलिए भारत पे ट्रस्ट है। उस ट्रस्ट के कारण आज पैक्स सिलिका का हिस्सा भारत बन रहा है। मैं वेलकम करता हूं आप सबको, और विशेषकर जो साथी यूएस साइड में काम किए थे, आप तीनों को माय बिगेस्ट ग्रैटिट्यूड टू ऑल द 3 ऑनरेबल गेस्ट्स फ्रॉम द यूएस फॉर टेकिंग आउट टाइम टू बी पार्ट ऑफ दिस पैक्स सिलिका साइनिंग, एंड आई विल नाउ रिक्वेस्ट द पैक्स सिलिका साइनिंग सेरेमनी टू बी डन। थैंक यू दोस्तों, भारत माता की, भारत माता की, थैंक यू।
बहुत बहुत आभार माननीय मंत्री जी, आपके ऊर्जावान, प्रेरणादायक और दूरदर्शी संबोधन के लिए। Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to invite the signatories to kindly proceed to the dais. Under Secretary, Mr. Jacob Hellberg, His Excellency Ambassador Sergio Gore and Honorable Ministers already on the stage. I also invite Shri S. Krishnan, Secretary, Ministry of Electronics and IT, Government of India, and Mr. Michael Kratsios, Director, OSTP, US. Ladies and gentlemen, and now the Pax Silica Declaration is being signed between India and the United States of America.
develop packaging technologies in Northeast Assam, where we'll be packaging all of the automotive and other chips that those are at the edge being done for the US companies. Partnership-wise with the US, because semiconductors brings us together, we are working with companies like Analog Devices, Qualcomm, Synopsys, and Intel, where we have memorandum of understanding to work together to deploy the ecosystem. Sometimes we are the customers, sometimes they are the customers. So at a holistic level, that engagement moving extremely well. On mobile phone, we are producing now, I think this year, India produced mobile phones worth 70 billion in the last year, 30 billion of which were exported out. So there is just tremendous push all around in terms of manufacturing, and this initiative today, I really believe it's going to bring and accelerate the momentum that we already have.
Thank you. I want to end by zooming out and asking a question for all of our panelists that's a little bit more macro. And as we gather here in India in front of world leaders and business executives, and as the global economy undergoes this incredible change driven by the reorganization of our supply chains and the AI revolution, what is your message to this audience? And maybe we can start with Secretary Krishnan and work our way down.
The message to this audience is that we need to align and ally on lines which really work for people who share values, for countries that share values, and to ensure that we do not become enslaved or do not become tied down to just one dependence. I think that is the critical thing. That is what we learned through the pandemic and through all the geopolitical upheavals. And therefore, we need to have trusted partners with whom we can work and trusted value chains so that technology can work for all of us. In organizing this India AI Summit, I think what we have truly managed to do is to democratize an important element of technology. The people have been let into the room, and that needs to continue through valuable partnerships.
Thank you. Ambassador Gore, you talked about limitless potential earlier. Can you give us a little bit of a color on what your main top-level message is to this audience?
Look, the message is the AI revolution is here. People can pretend it's not, it's coming. And so it's one of those things, the sooner that people can adapt, to your point, the sooner that people can partner with like-minded individuals, that's a good thing. And so you find in some places of the world, not India, but in other places of the world where they're going to resist AI, where they're going to resist this revolution. It's here to stay. Every 100 years, every so often, we see in history something that changes the world. And you always have a sector that resists. When Ford had the first Model T come off the assembly line, the first people that protested were those in a horse and buggy. But today, nobody would want to go back to a horse and buggy and give up their cars. That revolution came, whether you like it or not. And the same thing is going to happen here over the next few years. And so India and the United States being at the cutting edge of this new technology, embracing it, using it for good, and partnering with those who share our common values. We're the world's oldest democracy. This year we're celebrating 250 years. India is the world's largest democracy. This is a natural partnership for both of our nations.
Thank you. Sanjay?
Macron's vision statement defined several years ago now is transforming how the world uses information to enrich life for all. And that vision is truly coming to life today. This AI summit, the message of Sarvjan Hitai and Sarvjan Sukhai, welfare for all, happiness for all, is very much aligned with Macron's vision. US vision for AI in terms of national and economic security, and of course the businesses and the global leaders around the globe working toward AGI, artificial general intelligence. All of this critically relies on memory and storage, and Macron is very proud to be at the center of it. More and more memory is needed. Macron is making the investments in order to increase the supply. But it's not about just the importance of memory and storage to advancement of AI. It's not just about investments that Micron is making in the US to advance semiconductor supply chain, as well as in India and other locations. But it is also absolutely about initiatives like Pax Silica that really secure the future of supply chains and ensure that AI infrastructure and AI capabilities will be there, ready to shape the world of the future. We are very proud to be part of this, very proud as an American company to be able to bring up advanced technology capability here in India, which will benefit our US operations as well, and very thankful to the partnership between US and India to jointly together define the future of AI and shape the future of the world.
Thank you so much. Dr. Thakur, any closing thoughts for the audience?
Well, thank you very much. As our Tata Sons chairman, Mr. Chandrasekharan, said yesterday, under the vision of our Prime Minister, India has treated AI as strategic national capability. So I see the declaration of Pax Silica as a response and an enabler, a codification of trust, and for us, the opportunity to work together. The expectation is laid out from the nations. It is now up to us to deliver on this promise as an industry. So Honorable Undersecretary Halberg, Ambassador Gore, I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for Pax Silica. We'll make it work. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's give a warm hand to our incredible panel.
I thank all our distinguished guests and the panelists for such a thoughtful and engaging conversation. Thank you so much, Excellencies, for joining us for this panel discussion and giving us a highlight on the high points of the Pax Silica Declaration, which is going to be a new milestone so far as relationship and working together of India and the United States of America is concerned. I must say congratulations to India, congratulations to the United States for entering into this declaration, this agreement, which is an important milestone. Also for this AI Impact Summit 2026. This is the signing of Pax Silica Declaration, and then it was followed by this fireside chat, and this reflects not only the strength of US-India partnership, but also the shared ambition to shape a future built on trusted technology, resilient supply chains, and responsible innovation. Ladies and gentlemen, moments like these remind us that strategic cooperation is not only about agreements, but about continued dialogue, collaboration, and shared purpose. On behalf of the India AI Impact Summit, I extend our sincere appreciation to our dignitaries, industry leaders, and all our guests for being part of this occasion. Thank you for joining us. And now we are moving on to the next very, very important session. And before I invite the panelists for this session, I would like to also invite our distinguished keynote speaker. Now I would like to take this moment to invite Mr. Michael Kratsios. He is President Trump's National Science and Technology Advisor, and he is Director of the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy. Before I invite Mr. Kratsios on the stage, I would like to request all our dignitaries and our distinguished guests